Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, for you guys, there's another reaction video. Today we're tackling the Fantastic Four First Steps, the official trailer. I believe the last one we got was like a teaser or whatever, so this is like the real meat and potatoes, right? This is the big deal trailer. Coming out in theaters July 25th, so this summer. I love the Fantastic Four. I think, some of their movies probably could have been better than others. Let's not kid ourselves here, but they're not all horrible, and I think this has potential to be the best one, right? It's Disney, it's Marvel. I don't think they intentionally try to make horrible things. Some things have been better than others recently, but I think we're hopefully in a better, step. I really enjoyed Captain America 4 and, No Way Home and Deadpool and Wolverine and, stuff like that, Moon Knight. So, for me at least, the MCU is not dead. It never died. It was never close to death. I've always loved the MCU, and I probably always will. But yeah, I am genuinely looking forward to this. This did come out yesterday, and I really wanted to watch it, but I had schoolwork, so I'm finally able to sit down and watch it. Anyway, I'm going to have a link for this down in the description down below if you want to go check it out without me talking over it. I promise you, this is my first reactions. I'm so excited. I tried my best not to watch this. Let's do it.
Wow, folks, we all know the story. Four brave
Johnny,
astronauts
Sue,
head off into space
Ben Reed,
and come back forever changed.
I like the music. It's like bum, 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 bum.
Head off into space and come back forever changed.
Forever changed. The Thing. I like that. Good metaphor. That looks effing cool. I'm not going to lie. Like, they got the Disney money. But yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie. It looks very comic accurate, like the original comic.
This car?
Our city, our planet, owe a debt to these intrepid souls. And while we can never repay them, we can certainly celebrate them.
I like that. Like this. Obviously, these guys kill, and they're heroes, and, they beat up people. But it is interesting to see that, they have this element of friendliness, I guess. Like the Thing lifting the car and all that. I like that. It's kind of cool.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four!
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
Thanks, Ted. All right.
Herbie, how's that sauce looking? Okay. That is fantastic.
You're late.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You're late for dinner.
Yes, we are.
You late?
I just said that.
Are you pregnant?
What? You're gonna be the best mom in the world. And you are gonna be the best dad. Just kidding. You are out of your depth. We are gonna be the best uncles ever.
We can do this.
Okay. At first I was like, that's kind of a weird thing to say. You're late. Yes, we are. It's like, okay.
Okay. That is fantastic.
You're late.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You're late for dinner.
Yes, we are.
You late?
I just said that.
Are you pregnant?
What?
Okay.
You're gonna be the best mom in the world. And you are gonna be the best dad. Just kidding. You are out of your depth.
So what I've heard is that, I don't know if this is entirely true, but apparently Sue Storm's big on big on gender politics, and what's his face is not a womanizer. He's not obviously. Look, it's probably for the better that he's not, calling women whores and all that. I get it, right? That's respect women. I'm all for that, but it's just kind of like, yeah, you're stripping away Johnny's character arc that he goes through in some of the movies and some of the comics, right? You look at the Avatar, the bald kid. So me in a few years, with the what do you call it? In the animated show, Sokka is kind of sexist and he learns to overgrow that. And then in the Netflix version, he's like, yeah, women are cool, whoa! And I'm like, all right, you're missing out on important character arcs that these people could go through. So we'll have to see how it turns out. But I do like his line delivery, and I guess we're getting some baby Fantastic Four people.
We're gonna be the best uncles ever.
We can do this. Nothing's going to change.
Everything's going to change. Everything. That looks like
Are
change.
you the protectors of this world?
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death.
It's my fault. I stretched the bounds of space. And they hurt.
Okay. That's not good.
Are we safe?
I don't know.
There's not enough time.
I'm not giving up.
Galactus.
We will face this together.
Fantastic Car.
We will fight it together
Silver Surferetta.
as a family.
Wow.
Has to be us.
Flame on. Thing on. Stretch on. Invisa on.
We will protect you.
Woo! Oh shit. Jesus. That's crazy. Alright, let's talk about this. So yeah, it's a good trailer. I liked it. It shows all the powers at the end. We finally got to see Reed and Stretch finally, and it doesn't automatically look garbage. So, you know, again, I'm assuming with 2025 CGI and time, I'm assuming it's going to look really good. But yeah, I like the Thing in this. I think that's cool. I like the public reception of this cast, of this family, of this group of people that is, you know, clearly loved by the community for what they do in space and all that. So this is, I'm assuming they're like loved before they get their powers, and then they're, I'm assuming, maybe chastised, or, you know, isolated or whatever when they get their powers. We'll have to see. But I like Herbie. I think that looks good. I think the Thing CGI looks good. I like Johnny Storm. Again, not totally sure how I feel about the whole, oh, he just loves women from the get-go. I believe that characters should have some sort of flaw that needs to be worked on so that they can grow as people. I'm assuming that he's still going to have one, and we'll have to see what that is. But I'm excited to see what he's doing. I'm excited to see, you know, the Thing. Obviously, Sue Storm looks really great. You know what I mean? I think that she's going to do a good job as playing Invisible Woman. Mr. Fantastic, you know, Pedro Pascal. Obviously, he does not really look like Reed. He's more of a Mexican-American looking dude than just an American-looking dude. But you get besides the point. He is a good actor. I think he's going to do a good job. Now, this is what people had a big issue with from the trailer. This is like the big drama that I kind of, you know, saw online. The Silver Surfer in the main comics, right? The main continuity is Norrin Radd, and he's a dude, and he's silver. He's in the Rise of the Silver Surfer movie, right? From the Iron Griffith version or whatever, which is canon to the MCU through the multiverse. So that's not that still happened. That is officially a part of the MCU. Those movies through the multiverse, just like this one. So that's not to say that didn't happen or didn't count, right? It very much happened. It very much counts. That's the good thing about the multiverse. But at the same time, you get this, people automatically, we're in this age where if there's a woman and she's strong and independent and can breathe and speak, she's automatically a Mary Sue, automatically woke, automatically liberal propaganda, automatically not worth your time. And yeah, sometimes that's the case, right? But not all the times. You look at, I don't know, freaking, Rey Skywalker. Obviously not a Mary Sue, right? Obviously a very well-written character. And then you get, She-Hulk, which that's on the edge of being woke. And in fact, it kind of is, So there's this, not a horrible show. I did my re-review of it. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but, there's different degrees of how to write people, right? You look at, what's-her-face from Helena from Dial of Destiny. Very well-written character. Not a Mary Sue. Not a woke propaganda film. She's a well-written character. So you can have that, right? And I think that people automatically saw Silver and was like, oh my god, woke, and they freaked out, right? But if you really look at it, yeah, I don't even know this lady's effing name, but this female Silver Surfer is in the comics. She is a real character, just like Black Captain America, Sam Wilson, was a real character in the comics. This is not some kind of woke thing they're doing to pander to certain people. It's a real thing that existed long before in the comics that they're now adapting into film lore. So people got to get that straight. I think she looks cool. I do agree she kind of looks a little bit more like Diamond in a way, kind of like, Emma Frost from X-Men First Class, kind of, but we'll have to see if, I think it looks cool. I'm down for that design. I think it looks honestly okay. Obviously, I'm assuming Norrin Radd, the male version, is in our MCU, because, again, this is a different universe. So we'll have to see where this goes. I like that shot. That's really cool. I like, the fact that, allergies, that they have to kind of work together and solve this and kind of, hey, we're a family and all that, but we have to, we're being tested and we have to see how this is going to work. They're having a moment of crisis and, lapse of judgment, I guess. Reed's probably trying to figure out what the fudge they're going to do with this situation. And yeah, I like that the element that they're a family, they're raising a kid. The Fantastic Four looks really sick. I'm excited for all that. Explosion somehow. That looks cool. Looks like sand thing. I like the kid grabbing a toy. I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of crisis that they have to save. Because to me, the Fantastic Four really isn't like, when I think of this group, I don't think of like Batman or X-Men where I immediately think of fighting and action and beating up bad people. I think of them kind of problem-solving situations and looking around and going, okay, how can we save this person? And then how can we use our powers to save this person, right? Obviously, they still do action and they beat the shit out of people, but at the same time, it's nice, and it's kind of like, basically what the Incredibles did, right? Incredibles was able to show that, okay, this is a family, they beat up bad guys, but they're still able to problem solve and actually save people, not just beat up the bad guys. And I think that's actually kind of good that we're seeing that, and I think they're going to follow through on that. Human Torch looks good, the Thing looks good, Reed looks good. Obviously, it looked good in the Multiverse of Madness. That was a different variant of Reed. Sue looks good. I know people are also drawing comparisons to her and being like, oh, look at this version, then look at Jessica Alba, so sexy. It's like, yeah, both are hot. We get it. But obviously, this one, she looks a little bit more run down. Guess what? Because she's run down and she's doing something, and half the pictures that show of Jessica Alba are like, magazine effing pictures or whatever. So yeah, I think this looks great, man. Really, like truly. I don't hate any of these movies. Fant4stic is obviously the worst. But all of them do have something to like about them. A few things to like about them. And then of course you get this amazing shot of Galactus. Now I saw also some people are like, oh, Galactus is too small, and I get it. There's different sizes depending on the situation. This shot almost looks like a miniature. Like, look at this lamppost to the right here above this green car. The way it's moving, it looks like a miniature, like practical models. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the CGI is just that good. But yeah, I think this looks freaking cool, man. I'm down to see this in theaters. I'm going to be seeing, like I said, this Superman, Jurassic World. There's a bunch of stuff I'll be seeing this summer. But yeah, man, this looks really awesome. Again, I'm very glad that Disney now can legally make these X-Men and Fantastic Four things, and they can also work with Sony. So now, think about it. In the MCU, we've got the main MCU. We've got the Fantastic Four and X-Men, the old stuff. We have the new Fantastic Four right here. We got Deadpool. We got the Sony. We got Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. What else? The Into and Across the Spider-Verse. We've got so many things. We have the freaking Spider-Man PS4 and PS5 games. Though all of that stuff is now canon to the MCU. All of it through the multiverse. And I know people are sick and tired of the multiverse and all that, but that is genuinely a cool thing to think about and know that, when I first started getting into Marvel in 2013, it was just the MCU, and then Sony was their own thing, Fox was their own thing, and none of this stuff could ever legally cross over, right? There were different universes, not canon to each other. And that was all well and good. I didn't care back in the day. I really still wouldn't if they didn't do it. But now that all this stuff is connected through one singular multiverse, I think it is a really cool idea. And, maybe not every project was 10 out of 10 for people, but I think that we're in this era where, you got it. You at least have to admit that's a cool idea. And the execution has been pretty stellar so far, I think. So I'm excited to see the future of the MCU, see where this is going. We're going to be getting a lot more. Apparently, we might be getting Moon Knight Season 2 or something. We're getting, obviously, the 2 new Avenger films, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Lots of really awesome stuff that we're getting for the MCU and just stuff that's adjacent to it. Yeah, I think, Marvel is very not dying, much like how everyone claims Star Wars is dead or Marvel died after Endgame. I'm a fan of these properties. I don't think any of them died, or I don't really think any of them got close to dying. Not every cinematic or franchise is a perfect 10 out of 10 masterpiece every single effing time, and people need to realize that. But none of it, in my opinion, even She-Hulk, even Ms. Marvel, some of those are pretty bad, but they're not unwatchable garbage, right? Like, there's still good things to like about everything in Marvel, and I think people need to realize that. And with this, I'm effing stoked, man. I am genuinely excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see Galactus as well. That'd be really cool. But yeah, tell me down below in the comments what your thoughts are on Fantastic Four First Steps. I think it's a really good trailer. I'm excited to see where this goes. Hopefully they don't make it pandering and I just, all this drama. And hopefully we can leave politics, whether left or right, just behind. I just want movies again. I don't want to be told or shoved down my throat to believe a certain thing. having a moral and a lesson to be learned in your film is not the same thing as pandering politics. So if we can get rid of the latter, we can kind of stick with the former and kind of, really kind of get back to that. And we've been doing better with Marvel. We've been doing better. I'm not gonna lie. We've been getting better with that. But yeah, I am genuinely pumped to see where this goes. And I will hopefully be there July 25th, man, to watch this in theaters, get a review out for you guys. I'm excited, but let me know in the comments what your thoughts are about this trailer and what do you think this movie is going to be. You think it's going to be good, bad, and what's your favorite Fantastic Four film so far? Mine is Rise of the Silver Surfer, but this one might just top it. We'll have to see. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.